If you scroll on TikTok or Instagram right now, you'll find a lot of people talking about vibe coding. And they spend less than 24 hours to build an app. And that app is making them, let's say, 10K a month right now. That is possible. But according to the research, in the first half of 2026, there are more than 3,000 apps are new published on the Apple Store every single day. And only 5% of them are generating a monthly revenue for more than $100. So apparently, most of the vibe coded app are not making money. And I think there are so many voices on the internet right now that they wanting you to believe that if you know how to AI vibe coding in this stage, you can be successful or rich very quickly. And I think that is not true. Hi, my name is Dexter. I am an AI business founder, and I'm also currently a business and philosophy double major student at Minerva University. And this is my very first video on YouTube. After AI agents came out, I started to vibe code several apps and business. I try a lot, like 6, 7 business. Some of them failed, but the rest of them now are currently generating more than $20,000 per month. I want to start this YouTube channel by a series that talking about, at the stage of vibe coding, besides vibe coding, what else do we need to know and think about carefully if we want to build an AI business that doable and potentially could generate a good amount of money for us. And today, in our first video, I want to talk about how do you get that idea that makes you a business? Like, where does the idea come from? How do you validate? And how do you think about that? And in this series of video, I want to use an app as an example. But as we all know, a vibe-coded AI business could be much more wider than just an app. It could be an AI agent. It could be a B2B service. It could be a website. It could also be a e-commerce dropshipping business. But since I have a lot of personal experiences that I want to share, and most of them are about apps, so I'm going to talk about apps. So let's start. It was 6 months ago and Nana Banana 2 just came out. And I'd be like, oh my God, like if we can see the person who we want to become, like our future self every day. And that picture could literally motivate me to push me, go to work very hard every day and even can get rid of my procrastination. That must be a cool idea. So I started to build the app right away. I integrated a lot of image generation APIs like Nana Banana 2 and Image 2. And I vibe coded less than a week, publish it, and be like, oh my God, I'm going to be successful very quickly. But in the first 3 months, I only have 60 downloads. So it was a complete failure. The users use that behavior, which is to not download the app, to tell me that your app, we don't need it. We are not even interested into it. And I believe that this is not only my own problem. This is what usually happens, right? We got an idea and we got excited, and then we just start building it. But if you want to build an app to just for fun or for assignment, go ahead. You don't need to make the whole market to buy in your app. But I think if you want to build an app that potentially could be your side hustle, or you want to all into this AI vibe coding business, I think we need to think more than just our interests or imaginations, because we need our idea to be approved by the market, by the users. So that was one of my biggest self-reflection after my first failure, that our idea to build a doable AI business has to be validated by the market and users in your niche. And now I want to share 2 ways that I always do now to make sure that my idea is pre-approved by the market. So the first one is to study from those apps that already have good results. There are tons of website and research are keep updating, show you that what apps are performed very good lately, either in the number of downloads or in the subscription. And I will literally go through that list and study those apps that you're interested in. And I will break it down their app very carefully, from what niche they're in, what solution they're providing. I will literally go through, like from the first page, from the user's guide, from the onboarding procedures to their paywalls, and to what pages they provided after the paywall. I will study every single page, because the users on the market already use that behavior to download the app, and potentially they already pay for that app to show that that app solved their problem very good. They need it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking about copying their apps, all right? I'm saying that we need to show enough respect to how well they have solved that problem for their users. And what we can do is to find out 1 or 2 features to iterate them, to make it a little bit better or more customized. So in this way, we can guarantee that at least the bigger direction of the app are, like guaranteed that user needs it. We just need to testing does our solution fits. We don't need to worry about the pain point of the demand is fake. But that is a very good guarantee before we start vibe coding. And the question now is, how do you actually figure out, like what feature are you twisting? Which feature are you trying to iterate? And there are also two ways that I will always do. The first is I will go through their app review page and find out, look at all those 1 stars, because those are the users are complaining about their app, right? And then we can go through every single one of them and we just twist that particular point to solve that point a little bit better, right? And the second way to iterate app features are, there are a lot of apps right now that have very large user space, they have very good subscription data, but they're still not integrating AI APIs inside of their solution. And we can just figure out their main features and twist it with AI. For example, there's an app called Cal AI, and it was such a superstar product lately. They didn't create the demand, right? There are already a lot of apps on the market to help people to reduce calories, eat more healthier. Cal AI just renovates that by using AI APIs integration, and they provide a more innovative solution. So this is what I'm talking about. So overall, this will be the first way, right? We can call it learn from competitors or find benchmarks. And this is very important before we write coding, because this is going to guarantee that your idea is validated by the market, approved by the users and the market. The second way that I always do right now to make sure that my idea is not self-hyped is to go on Reddit. I love Reddit community because there are so many subreddits covering so many niche, and the users on every single subreddit are very actively talking about their stuff, right? Let's say if we want to build an app about meditation, then we can just go to the subreddit of meditation, r/meditation. And then we can go through what they're talking about, right? There are thousands of people sharing their daily meditation routine. And some of them are complaining, some of them want a new solution. We can even discuss with Redditors about the pain point and solutions, right? We can be like, hey, I also have this pain point. I feel you. Do you think if I build an app about this feature, you will buy in and something like that? And then I saw so many apps actually have a lot of voices and comments posts on Reddit before they even have the app. And I think that procedure is respecting your users, right? You're doing a lot of user communication, user research to make sure that you're not building something just up in the air that people don't need, that only you like it. So number one, find benchmarks and competitors that already have results. Number two is to go on Reddit to do user research. Those are the two methods that I do now every time before I start a new project to make sure that my idea is pre-approved by the market. And about the idea phase, I also want to share two other parts that I'm still thinking about right now. The first is that we always want to address a bigger problem. We don't have to do that when we start an AI business. We don't have to find a problem or a niche that most of people are caring about. We can just find like a small niche. Let's say there's only less than 10,000 people care about your app. Let's say 6,000 people interested into your niche. But they care about that niche passionately. And they talk about that every day, and that is a real pain point for them. And if we provide a solution, an app, or a service that solves that 3,000 people's problem very good, and they are willing to pay for that, then you already have a very good business, right? So that is the one thing that I want to share, because I used to want to, address a bigger problem. Let's just make another Facebook, or let's just make another TikTok or whatever. That is most of the time, that's not going to work. I think most of us, we have a job or we are students. We are not into that VC stage yet. So we don't always have to find a bigger problem that potential have a huge market to start. We can also pick a small business, but have very good cash flows. That means you need to only find a niche that you can solve that single problem very well. So that is one of my thoughts. Another thing I want to talk about is I'm pretty sure that in today's stage, AI can help you with the research. AI can not only help you do the research, but also they can summarize the output for you, right? Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, all of them can do this. But I truly think that if you want to start a business, you treat this seriously, you can use AI to do the research for you, but don't let AI summarize the output for you. I will literally go through every single post, comment, articles in the community, spend hours just to see what people are talking about on Reddit. I think we need to respect the time. As long as, like we put enough time and efforts on this user's research phase, I think none of our efforts will be in vain. Those things will pay off. That is my second thought. That's all I want to share today. I will keep updating this series about if you want to build a doable AI business besides vibe coding, what else do we need to know and think about? This is my very first video on YouTube. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of places that I didn't do well and need to be improved. I will go ahead and do that. So please follow me and subscribe. See you next time.